My sister-in-law gave me a ridiculously expensive beauty mirror, but I donated it to an infectious disease hospital. The day we moved into our new house, my sister-in-law, Chloe, gave me a 10,000 vanity mirror as a housewarming gift. I turned around and donated it to an infectious disease hospital. In my last life, Chloe launched a 30-day live challenge, testing 1,000 skincare products for the whole internet to see. But no matter how many sketchy, unregulated products she layered on, her skin remained flawless. Meanwhile, even if I only washed my face with water, my skin would constantly break out in sores. Relatives all said it was because I was cheating and sleeping around, that I'd caught some STD. My mother-in-law even came to my office to cause a scene. On the 30th day, my entire body was covered in festering sores, and I died in agony at the hospital. Just before I died, I heard Chloe's triumphant voice. That idiot is finally dead. But I really have to thank her for this skin. It's made me so much money. Only then did I realize that Chloe had used a dark spell to swap our skin. When I opened my eyes again, I was back on the day we moved into our new house. Hey, lift it gently. I paid 10 grand for that custom mirror. My sister-in-law, Chloe, directed the movers as they carried an ornate, magnificent mirror into the bedroom, then turned to me, beaming, to take all the credit. Lynn, congratulations on the new place. This is my housewarming gift to you. I hope you get more beautiful every time you look in it. Seeing this familiar scene, I pinched myself hard. A sharp pain shot through me. This wasn't a dream. I had really been reborn. You just started earning money. Your brother and I can't accept such an expensive gift. You should return it. Once I snapped out of it, I quickly tried to stop the movers. Usually when Chloe visited, she tried to walk off with half my stuff. Why would she suddenly splurge on a 10,000 mirror for me? Something was definitely off. Alex walked over. Honey, look how exquisite this mirror is. It's a gift from my sister, just accept it. Otherwise, people might think you two don't get along. Lynn, if you don't take it, I'll be too embarrassed to come over anymore. I sneered internally. Alex usually insisted on giving his entire paycheck to his mother, but now he was siding with Chloe, pressuring me to accept this expensive mirror. It was obvious they had planned this. The man I slept next to every night actually wanted me dead. I turned and stared at him. You like it? Doesn't your office need a mirror? We can just put it in there. Hey guys, move it into the study. Second room on the right. Yeah, that's the one. Alex's face paled. He rushed over and slammed the office door shut. This, my sister had it custom made for you. I'm a clumsy guy. What if I bumped into it? You'd be heartbroken. They would be heartbroken if it broke. After all, they were counting on this mirror to make a fortune. Since they wanted to put on a show for me, I decided to play along. I feigned embarrassment and said, well, thank you, Chloe. I really do love this mirror. I saw a faint red light flash across the mirror. Both of them visibly relaxed, exchanged a look, and then made excuses to leave. Before she left, Chloe grabbed my hands and warned me over and over. I absolutely treasure this mirror. I had it specially blessed. Remember to look at it every day, okay? In my past life, I followed Chloe's advice and looked in the mirror every day. My reflection was indeed more beautiful than I was in reality. I became obsessed, unable to pull myself away. But gradually my skin got worse and worse. No matter what I did, even if I only used water to wash it, it would inexplicably itch and break out in sores. At first it was just stinging and peeling. Then it progressed to eczema and blisters all over my body. I went to every skin clinic in the country, but nothing helped. My relatives all said I had an STD, that it was karma for cheating on Alex. No one believed me, no matter how much I explained. My mother-in-law even stormed into my workplace to yell at me. Look at you, you're rotting away. You caught some filthy disease from sleeping around. Divorce my son right now, and don't bring your bad luck into our family. At the same time, Chloe launched her 30-day live challenge, testing 1,000 skincare products online. To gain followers and make money, she would slather dozens of cheap, unregulated cosmetics on her face every day. She even live-streamed herself baking under the sun for 3 straight days, just to test a sunscreen's effectiveness. But no matter how she abused her skin with shoddy products, Her complexion remained fair and delicate. Major brands started flocking to her, and Chloe made a fortune. The day Chloe became a multi-millionaire, I died in agony at the hospital from my rotting skin. Only after I died did I learn that she had placed a curse on the mirror. As long as I looked into it every day, our skin would slowly be swapped. This time, I absolutely would not let Chloe climb to the top over my dead body. I watched coldly as they left the neighborhood, then immediately called a furniture service to come and disassemble the mirror. I even paid a premium for rush service. Money really can solve anything. In less than 2 hours, the mirror was completely taken apart and delivered to the infectious disease hospital. That place specifically houses sex offenders who have contracted infectious diseases and are applying for medical parole. Since she treasured this mirror so much, I figured I'd send it somewhere it could really shine. I came back from the hospital feeling cheerful, but the moment I opened the door, I saw Alex hosting a big family dinner. Hearing the door open, Chloe immediately smiled and pulled me to the seat of honor. Then she raised her wine glass and announced proudly, "I'm going to become a product review influencer. I'm going to challenge myself to review 1,000 cosmetics in 1 month." I did my research. No one else dares to do this challenge. I'm definitely going to make a ton of money. My in-laws happily clinked glasses with Chloe. A few clueless older relatives joined in, praising her for being so ambitious and filial. Only my cousin Jenna, who had just gotten into medical school, cautiously tried to intervene. 1,000 products in a month? Doesn't that mean testing over 30 a day? Your skin barrier could be seriously damaged. Over time, it could lead to ulcers and infections. Chloe, you should reconsider. Before Chloe could say anything, a slightly drunk Alex slurred his rebuttal. What do you know, you're just a kid. There are so many influencers out there. If you don't do something splashy, how are you supposed to make big money? When Chloe gets rich, you'll all get a piece of the pie. He clinked his glass with Chloe, his eyes full of smug satisfaction. I looked at my drunk husband and scoffed internally. The sister is vicious, the brother is greedy. A real den of snakes. Chloe opened her DMs and continued sharing her grand plan for the live stream. See, these are all brands asking to partner with me. I'm planning to accept them all. 100 reviews a day. Once I'm a famous influencer, the money I make from scraps will be more than enough for all of you. I pretended to be impressed and gave Chloe a big thumbs up along with the other relatives. Jenna frowned, staring at a search page on her phone. Cousin, I looked it up. The brands in your DMs all look like unregulated products. What if the ingredients aren't up to standard? You could ruin your face. You should stick with bigger brands. Chloe pouted. The commission from big brands is pathetic. I prefer reviewing sketchy stuff. Doesn't that just prove how great my skin is? Don't worry, my face won't break out. I feigned surprise. Oh, have you discovered some amazing skincare secret? You have to share it with us. Chloe glanced at the mirror, then said mysteriously, "This is a secret technique. I paid a master a fortune to learn. It's not for sharing. Just know that my face will absolutely not break out." I followed her gaze to the mirror in the bedroom and smiled. Chloe had no idea that it was a rush-ordered replica. The one they gave me was already sitting in a hospital ward. Dr. Stevens sent me a message this afternoon, saying a new batch of patients with a flesh-eating rash had just been admitted. I wonder if Chloe will still be smiling when she receives the gifts those patients send her way. Chloe was an impatient person. The very next day, she eagerly started her live stream. I logged in with my burner account. The stream was cluttered with bottles and jars, high-concentration fruit acid serums, potent whitening powders, and collagen liquids that claimed to tighten skin instantly. Chloe was pouring more than a dozen different high-strength acid toners onto her face. First on the internet to review 100 skincare products a day. Totally real. No sponsorships, all paid for by me. This is purely a gift from my followers. Look everyone, I've used so much, and it's completely gentle, no irritation at all. I couldn't help but laugh. Her eyes were watering from the fumes, yet she was still insisting it was gentle and non-irritating. The comments in the chat scrolled by relentlessly. What is this? A circus act? You okay, lady? There's a limit to clickbait. Reviewing 100 products a day will turn your face to mush. El Mayo, I screenshotted and searched. These products have no company info. Total white label junk. Seeing the chat mocking her, Chloe got flustered. She angrily mixed dozens of treatment products together and smeared them on her face. Then she shoved her face up to the camera. You think I'm lying? See? Dozens of products on my face at once. If they weren't gentle, I'd be having a massive allergic reaction by now. On camera, Chloe's skin was indeed fair, smooth, and radiant. The women in the comments section were full of praise. OMG, you're stunning. I'm so jealous of your skin. Yeah, it's so glowy. These products must really be gentle. I love how real she is. Subscribed. Seeing her follower count rise, Chloe smiled triumphantly. All the skincare I review is carefully selected. No ads ever. Even sensitive skin types can use these safely. I quickly commented from my alt account. OMG, beautiful and thoughtful. Where do you find a gem like this? Please drop the links, I need to buy these. Seeing my comments, Chloe pretended to be hesitant while furiously posting dozens of links. This is honestly just me sharing my own finds. The brands don't even pay me a commission. Because the gimmick was so extreme, more and more people flooded into the live stream. Combined with her efforts to prove her authentic reviewer persona, quite a few people actually placed orders. Chloe beamed at the sales figures, layering on even more cosmetics with manic energy. Of course she was happy. Last night, I saw the contract she and Alex had with the brands on his phone. She got an 80% kickback on every sale. In just that short time, she had already made over $100,000. But it was a high-stakes deal. If she didn't hit 10 million in sales, she'd have to pay a penalty 10 times that amount. Businessmen never make a losing deal. Over the next few days, Chloe got even more reckless. She spent 3 days baking in the sun to sell a cheap sunscreen. To sell unregulated face masks, she'd apply a dozen at once, claiming they had whitening effects. But her skin, unlike in my past life, wasn't staying fair and smooth. In fact, it got worse by the day. The contract stipulated that she couldn't stop streaming, so she had to rely on beauty filters to get by. On the afternoon of the 5th day, Chloe showed up at my house, completely covered up. Her skin was severely red, and peeling flakes clung to her face like fish scales. Small patches of red bumps had appeared behind her ears and on her neck. The moment she walked in, Chloe made a beeline for the bedroom. She seemed visibly relieved to see the mirror still there, then turned and stared suspiciously at my masked face. Lynn, it's so hot out. Why are you wearing a mask? With that, she yanked my mask off. I cried out and covered my face, trying to grab it back. Chloe, stop. I don't know what I'm allergic to, but my face is all red, swollen, and peeling, and I've got eczema everywhere. I can't let anyone see me like this. When Chloe saw that the skin I'd revealed was indeed covered in eczema, some of it even starting to ooze, her expression finally relaxed completely. I knew she would come. I had a special effects makeup artist do this for me. Cost me $500. Chloe, what's going on with your face? Now that she knew the mirror was safe at my place, Chloe wasn't in the mood to chat. She gave me a few vague excuses and left, completely satisfied. If I stayed home, Chloe would eventually figure it out, so I applied for a business trip to Korea. My days were spent working, shopping, and getting spa treatments. It was pure bliss. Chloe, meanwhile, was still digging her own grave. Her skin had started to break down, and the flesh-eating rash was slowly creeping up her face. The chat was full of questions like, why does your skin suddenly look so bad? And the viewership began to drop. With sales not meeting expectations, the brand started pressuring her to pay the penalty fees. She was so anxious that she started going to my house every day to check on the mirror, and even video called me daily. I would frequently send her pictures from a hospital, and whenever she called, I'd have a doctor wrap me up in bandages. I would cry to her constantly. Chloe, my body is rotting so badly that even the doctors don't want to touch me. What am I going to do? At first, Chloe was skeptical, but every time she called, I was wrapped up like a mummy. Sometimes the visible parts of my face would even be oozing blood. Most of her suspicion vanished. I stayed in Korea for nearly 10 days. My skin became as smooth as a peeled egg, and my face was flawless. The day before I flew back, I checked in on Chloe's live stream again. Her condition was even worse. In just over a week, The rash had spread to her face. Her neck and collarbones were covered in connected patches of pale red spots, some of which had broken open, and were weeping a yellowish fluid that crusted over. Not even 10 layers of filters could hide it. Her viewership had hit rock bottom. Many people had even started attacking her. Have you looked in a mirror, lady? You look like a ghost. Even the filter can't hide that skin disease. And you're still reviewing products? You can share all you want. We're not buying. Some people who had bought her products were even more direct. Scammers should just die. I believed her honest review. And now my face is ruined. Give me my money back. Seeing the demands for refunds, Chloe panicked and tried to placate them. Hey everyone, don't worry. It's just seasonal allergies. My skin is a little unstable right now. I swear, my reviews are 100% real. The viewers weren't buying it. Chloe completely lost it, mumbled a few more words, and abruptly ended the stream. My plane landed, and when I got home and opened the door, the sight of Chloe on the sofa scared me half to death. Without the camera, Chloe looked no different from a ghoul. She was wearing long sleeves and pants, but the visible skin was covered in a layer of clear fluid. The sofa was stained with blood that had seeped from her body. In contrast, I was wearing a spaghetti strap top, my skin fair and smooth. My face was so clear there wasn't even a pin-sized blemish, my pores so fine they looked airbrushed. Seeing me looking radiant, Chloe's eyes flickered. She forced a smile. Lynn, your skin condition cleared up. It looks so good now. I guess that blessed mirror I gave you really worked. I put down my bag and smiled. Oh that. I was just about to apologize to you. The day you gave it to me, some volunteers from the infectious disease hospital came to pick up supplies I was donating. I guess I didn't coordinate with them properly, because they took the mirror, thinking it was part of the donation. I figured an infectious disease hospital isn't the cleanest place, so I didn't ask for it back. I was afraid you'd be upset, so I had a new one custom made right away. Chloe's expression froze. The infectious disease hospital? Just then, a man in a Taoist robe followed Alex out of the bedroom. He glanced at Chloe and nodded. Chloe's face immediately broke into a wide smile. It's okay, Lynn. This one is just as good. That's when I noticed it. The new mirror was also glowing with a faint red light. Suppressing my panic, I looked at Alex. And this is? Alex quickly made the introduction. This is Master Lu. Our sales have been dropping lately, so we asked him to come take a look at the feng shui. They seemed to be in a hurry. After a few brief pleasantries, they rushed out the door. After they left, I ran to the bedroom, intending to cover the mirror. But the instant my hand touched it, my skin started to rot, breaking down in a matter of seconds. The flesh-eating rash covered my entire body. It seems they used an even more vicious spell this time. Fighting through the intense pain, I forced myself to calm down and immediately called Master Wu. The day after I was reborn, I had asked a friend to introduce me to a master well known in the field, Master Wu. He was said to be an expert at breaking dark spells. After hanging up, I opened the feed from the micro camera I had placed in Alex's car. In the video, Chloe was stroking her skin triumphantly. Humph, that idiot actually managed to get rid of the mirror by accident. Good thing I contacted a master in advance. But it was a blessing in disguise. Her perfectly cared for skin is mine now. Lynn's worthless life has finally contributed something to my career. The brands I just video called are very satisfied with my current skin. Not only are they not going to sue us, they've even increased my commission. At the mention of money, Alex's eyes lit up, and he urged Chloe to accept immediately. Chloe hesitated, but they want to add a double penalty clause to the contract. I'm worried. Alex waved his hand dismissively. What's there to be afraid of? Didn't you see the spell being cast on the mirror with your own eyes today? The master used a blood curse this time. It required the blood of Lynn's closest relative. I hired some thugs to beat up Lynn's mom, then pretended to be a passerby who took her to the hospital. I got her blood then. Alex sneered. That old hag is still lying in a hospital bed. When I left, she was holding my hand, begging me not to tell Lynn she was hospitalized. A whole family of idiots. We'll make tens of millions together. And for old time's sake, I'll even pick out a nice urn for Lynn. I gripped the bedsheets tightly, an infinite hatred surging within me. No wonder my mom hadn't answered my video calls for the past 2 days, always texting back that she was busy. I never imagined this was the reason. Alex. He deserved to die. I saw it all clearly on the surveillance footage. To get the high commission, they signed new contracts with the brands overnight. With the commission doubled, the siblings were ecstatic. But businessmen don't make losing bets. During the video calls, many brands stated that sales had to reach 10 million, or there would be a tenfold penalty, which was even written into the contracts. Chloe and Alex were blinded by greed. Their recent losses had left them struggling to make ends meet. Combined with their faith in the blood curse, they signed the new contracts without much thought. The highest commission came from a Mr. Zhou, who sold a cleansing balm. I knew this Mr. Zhou. His product had severely disfigured an influencer, and he had come to our law firm for advice on how to reduce the compensation amount. And if I remembered correctly, Mr. Zhou was already married with 2 kids. To show their sincerity, Chloe and Alex picked up Mr. Zhou in their car. Alex was incredibly sycophantic, groveling before him. Chloe, on the other hand, was overtly seductive. In the video, I saw her, with her newly flawless skin exposed, rubbing against Mr. Zhou's arm. Her expression was sickeningly sweet. Mr. Zhou, you can rest assured about our collaboration this time. I'll post a clarification video tomorrow. Just look at my skin. How could they not believe me? As she spoke, Chloe pulled Mr. Zhou's hand and placed it on her thigh. Tomorrow, I'll do a grease paint removal challenge. Your cleansing product will sell out for sure. Her eyes were sultry. In the future, if you have any other opportunities, Mr. Zhou, don't forget about me. Alex had already made an excuse to go buy something, tactfully leaving them alone. To be fair, Chloe was attractive, in a sweet and innocent way. Now, she was holding Mr. Zhou's hand and repeatedly rubbing her chest against him. Mr. Zhou's eyes were practically glued to her, a lecherous smile on his face. Of course. But is this skin of yours really that good? I'll have to feel it to be sure. Chloe acted shy. Oh, you're terrible. They were in such a hurry they didn't even get a room, just started going at it right there in the car. I fought back my disgust and saved the video to my computer. As for Alex, of course I wouldn't let him off the hook. Just in case, I had also installed cameras in my house. 2 days before I returned, the siblings had a massive fight. From their argument, I learned that Alex, as Chloe's manager, was responsible for entertaining the brand representatives, dinners, karaoke, massages. Chloe wasn't making any money in the beginning, and their savings couldn't support such a lavish lifestyle. Out of desperation, Alex had started embezzling company funds. Alex had quit his job suddenly, and during the transition period, some of his employee permissions hadn't been fully revoked yet. He exploited this loophole, embezzling a large portion of the funds for a new company project. He planned to pay it back as soon as Chloe started making money. But this time, Chloe hadn't successfully swapped my skin, so her earning potential was drastically reduced. On top of that, many fans were demanding refunds, and the brands were applying pressure, forcing them to spend even more on gifts and schmoozing. So not only had they not made much money, they had spent everything they'd earned initially. Naturally, Alex had no funds to fill the massive hole he'd created. I pulled up the video from that day, compiled everything, and sent it anonymously to his company's leadership. Then I called the police and reported Alex for hiring someone to commit assault. Alex wanted to buy me an urn? I wonder if that money would be enough to cover his medical bills in prison. After doing all this through excruciating pain, I nearly passed out. Thankfully, Master Wu understood the urgency and rushed to my house as quickly as he could. The moment he saw me, he frowned. It's a skin-swapping curse. To think someone in this world would use such a vicious spell to harm another. I told Master Wu the whole story. He snorted coldly. Those who harm others will themselves be harmed. With a spell this evil, if it backfires on the caster, they have almost no chance of survival. He stood up and circled the mirror, then pulled a blood-stained talisman from a hidden compartment inside it. This is the key to the spell. Destroy this, and the spell will be broken. Have you made up your mind? Once the spell is broken, the person who swapped skin with you will suffer 10 times the pain. Yes, I'm sure. Seeing my firm resolve, Master Wu was about to act. I quickly stopped him. No, not now. I explained my plan to delay breaking the curse. He was silent for a long moment before saying, "Everything in this world has its karma. That girl has your death on her hands." Very well, I agree. The next morning, Chloe started her live stream early. This time, to prove her authenticity, she turned off all the beauty filters. On screen, Chloe wore a revealing tank top, showing off her figure. Lately, a lot of followers have been questioning my skin's condition, and some have even accused me of faking my persona. Honestly, it was just seasonal allergies. As you can see, today's stream is completely filter-free, no beauty mode, just natural light. Chloe stood in front of the hotel's floor-to-ceiling window. The sunlight streamed in, making her skin look absolutely flawless. Many guys in the chat started sending gifts. "So hot. Show us more, streamer." Seeing the gifts, Chloe smiled happily, but she hadn't forgotten her task for the day. She quickly started pitching her products. With her new skin, Chloe's looks had improved dramatically. Combined with the hype in the chat, she did manage to attract a new wave of unsuspecting followers who placed orders. The messages from her old fans were mostly deleted by Alex, who was acting as the chat moderator. A quick glance at the comments section showed a sea of, "You're so beautiful, girl. Drop the skincare routine." Slowly, the live stream's popularity returned to its previous level, but Chloe still looked a little dissatisfied. Glancing at the cleansing balm on the table, she picked up the grease paint next to it and started smearing it all over her body, not even sparing her face. This bizarre review method instantly caused the viewer count to skyrocket to 100,000. Just clicked in, what's going on here? A human experiment? Is this a product review or a painting session? 10 layers of grease paint, even if you can get it off, it's gotta do serious damage to your skin. Then there were Chloe's die-hard fans. What do you know? She was born with perfect skin. No review could ever ruin it. To the person above, sounds like you're just jealous. When she finally finished applying all 10 bottles of grease paint, she lay down in the bathtub and pulled out Mr. Joe's cleansing balm. "Okay guys, I now have 10 layers of grease paint on my body. Let's see if this XXX brand cleansing balm can get it all off in one go." The chat scrolled non-stop. "That's insane, streamer. 10 layers of grease paint." One big spender even posted, "If you can really get it all off, I'll send 10 top-tier gifts." Chloe's eyes lit up at the mention of the gifts, and she started slathering the cleansing balm on her body. Outside the screen, I was staring intently at Chloe. The moment she was completely covered in the balm, I gave Master Wu a look. Now, Master Wu immediately wrapped the talisman in special yellow paper and threw it into the brazier in front of him. As the flames licked upwards, I instantly felt a lightness in my body, as if something that had been binding me was slowly leaving. My skin gradually became smooth and fair again. On the screen, just as Chloe was smugly promoting the product, her assistant suddenly let out a scream. She quickly looked down. Her own skin was beginning to rot and fall off in chunks. The clear water in the bathtub was instantly stained red. The whole live stream looked like a crime scene. What's happening? Why did the water suddenly turn red? The streamer's body is covered in sores. Ugh. WTF, is this a horror stream? OMG, what kind of cleansing balm is that? It looks like it could literally cleanse someone to death. I'm calling the Consumer Protection Agency right now. Chloe writhed in the bathtub in agony. Alex rushed over to help her, trying to end the stream. But just then, a group of police officers walked in. After showing their badges, one said to Alex, "We've received a report that you hired someone to commit assault and may be a flight risk. You need to come with us." Alex was completely stunned, frantically trying to defend himself. "Officer, there must be some mistake. I've always been a law-abiding citizen." The police ignored his protests and escorted him away. With Alex gone, no one paid any attention to Chloe, who had passed out in the bathtub. The live stream was quickly shut down for being too graphic and violent. That afternoon, the news that a beauty influencer had been disfigured by a cleansing balm was trending everywhere. I found out from the family group chat that my mother-in-law was the one who eventually took Chloe to the hospital, but her skin was so severely damaged that the doctors couldn't even perform surgery. They just put her on a pain pump to keep her alive. In a video, Chloe was wrapped up like a mummy, but blood was constantly seeping through the bandages, soaking the sheets and dripping onto the floor. Her eyes were filled with despair, while my mother-in-law wailed at a hastily arrived Mr. Zhou. "You monster! You're the kind of heartless businessman who did this to my daughter. I don't care. You have to pay." She tried her usual tactic of throwing a tantrum, but he wasn't having any of it. 2 security guards grabbed her and threw her to the floor. Mr. Zhou tossed a contract in front of her. "Can you read, old woman? Your daughter signed this herself. Any and all consequences arising from product quality issues are the sole responsibility of Party B. It's right there in black and white. Now, because of your daughter's live stream, my factory has been reported. I have tens of millions worth of products stuck in a warehouse that I can't ship. You people are going to pay me double." My mother-in-law was completely dumbfounded. Chloe glared at Mr. Zhou with pure hatred, guttural sounds escaping her throat. Before leaving, Mr. Zhou delivered his final ultimatum. "Get me the compensation money in 3 days, or I'll see you in court." How could I miss a party like this? I got all dressed up and called the whole extended family to go to the hospital with me, under the guise of visiting Chloe. When we got there, Chloe saw my skin, fair as snow, and she understood everything instantly. She struggled to sit up, flopping on the bed like a drowning fish. I rushed over to hold her down. There, I know you're upset. After all, you and Mr. Zhou had a thing. Now you're lying in a hospital with an STD because of him, and he's being so cruel. Don't you worry, I'll get justice for you. I'm sending the video to his wife right now." Chloe's eyes went wide, and she shook her head violently. The surrounding relatives, smelling gossip, crowded closer. "What thing? You mean Chloe and that Mr. Zhou?" I muttered about not airing our dirty laundry in public, but quietly pressed play on the video. The sounds of Chloe and Mr. Zhou's encounter instantly filled the room. I never would have guessed. Chloe is such a shameless person. So what's wrong with her body isn't an accident, it's an STD? Why else would her skin keep rotting? Even the doctors can't figure it out. What could it be but an STD? So indecent. Ugh. The relatives spat on the floor and quickly backed away from the hospital bed, as if afraid of catching her bad luck. After sending the video to Mrs. Zhou, I leaned down and whispered in Chloe's ear. "Actually, I knew from the very beginning that the mirror was cursed. I specifically waited until you signed that massive penalty contract before swapping our skin back. How do you like the gift I gave you?" Chloe stared at me with murderous eyes, making muffled noises. My mother-in-law had collapsed onto the floor in shock. Having seen enough of their downfall, I walked out of the hospital, my heart light. There was one more person to see today. At the police station, Alex sat on a chair, unshaven, his eyes vacant. When he saw me, he lunged forward. Honey, you have to save me. This is all a misunderstanding. How could I ever hurt my own mother-in-law? Just explain it to the police, otherwise I'm going to jail for sure. Just help me this one time. We can have a good life together after this, okay?" He looked at me with the pleading eyes of a dog. I looked at him calmly. "The moment you chose to team up with Chloe to curse me, we became nothing but enemies." Alex's face turned ashen as he realized I knew everything. I twisted the knife. "Your company called today. They said they've already filed a lawsuit against you. I don't think you can hide the fact that you embezzled company funds. Embezzlement, plus hiring a hitman. You can just rot in there for the rest of your life." Alex completely broke down, crawling over and hugging my legs. "Honey, I was wrong. I was so wrong. Forgive me, please. I'm begging you to forgive me." I pried his hands off and walked out of the police station. Alex was ultimately sentenced to 15 years in prison. When he gets out at 45, he'll still be facing the massive fines from the court. His life is over. On the 3rd day of Chloe's hospital stay, she was stabbed to death by one of her fans. The killer was a patient with intermittent psychosis who had believed Chloe's lies and bought a ton of the products she recommended. Now her body was covered in scars, not a single patch of good skin left. The trauma had caused her to have a complete breakdown. When I arrived, she was holding a fruit knife, stabbing it into Chloe's stomach over and over. Her expression was manic. "Liar. I'll teach you to lie to me. Liar. You ruined my life. Liar." Chloe's eyes pleaded for her life, but it was no use. The fan, in a frenzy, stabbed her 18 times. My mother-in-law returned from getting food, saw the scene and fainted on the spot. The doctors said the shock caused a cerebral hemorrhage. She'll be paralyzed for the rest of her life. My father-in-law hastily collected Chloe's body and buried her on some random hill, saying she was a disgrace to the family and wouldn't even be allowed in the ancestral plot. Alex isn't having an easy time in prison either. He writes me letters every week, begging for forgiveness. From his letters, I learned that Mr. Zhou was driven to bankruptcy by the whole ordeal with the siblings. Filled with resentment, he contacted a few troublemakers in the prison to take good care of Alex every day. I wonder if Alex's ass can take it. But none of that has anything to do with me anymore. Freed from that venomous family, I'm finally walking toward a bright future. The end.